I don't know that they're ever going to solve that problem in terms of whose fault was it, because there were missiles flying all over the place.
So you won't accept
and it's horrible what happened, but there were missiles flying all over the place. And
as the cameras roll in Washington, is Trump now shirking U.S. responsibility for a deadly school attack in Iran, dodging direct answers even while families still wait for the truth? With more than 175 children and teachers killed in a single strike, why does Trump still refuse to get to the truth about what really happened over that school in Minab? When major U.S. media investigations pin the blame on an American missile, is Trump simply too scared to admit a mistake that could stain his entire Iran campaign? As Swiss talks enter a fragile new phase, does the Minab school massacre still haunt Trump in every diplomatic room, shadowing his push for a deal with unanswered questions? As delicate diplomacy continued in Switzerland, Trump was hit with fresh questions in Washington over the deadly school strike that still scars Iran. On June 24th, Donald Trump suggested it would never truly be known who carried out the Minab strike, casting doubt over whether any clear answer will ever emerge. Sitting beside Dutch leader Mark Rutte, Trump insisted, "I don't think it was us," when pressed directly about responsibility for the school attack. The strike smashed into Shajara Tayyiber Elementary School in Minab on February 28th, the very first day of the U.S.-Iran war, turning classrooms into ruins. Iran says more than 175 children and teachers were killed that day, making it one of the single deadliest blows to civilians since the conflict began. UN statements and global media reports have described the Minab blast as one of the deadliest civilian incidents of the entire US-Iran conflict. Funeral footage from Minab showed long rows of freshly dug graves for schoolgirls, capturing the scale of loss in a town still mourning its dead. Trump has previously claimed Iran may have hit its own school by mistake, blaming poor munitions accuracy rather than any error from American forces.
Have you seen the report into the Minab school attack, sir? Can you tell us?
I have not seen it, no.
Why not?
At some point, well, I have to wait for it to be complete.
It's
I don't know that they're ever going to solve that problem. I mean, you could ask Pete, but I don't know that they're ever. They're going to say it was one of our missiles. Pete, I don't know that they're ever going to solve that problem in terms of whose fault was it, because there were missiles flying all over the place.
So you won't accept
and it's horrible what happened, but there were missiles flying all over the place. And somebody said it was our missile. Well, maybe it wasn't our missile, but I've seen nothing to lead me to believe it was. There were plenty of missiles being flown by other people. What do you think, Pete?
Well, Mr. President, we've taken the investigation very seriously, and when the appropriate time is right, whatever that outcome is, that'll be the time to divulge.
And do you know what the
I
results
mean, if
of the
you come up with the
investigation
right
is?
answer, I don't think it's going to be us. I don't think it was us. There were a lot of missiles being fired at that time.
Notably, the Pentagon has still not completed its investigation into the Minab school strike, leaving key facts officially unresolved months after the blast. In May, Admiral Brad Cooper told Congress that a complex inquiry was still underway, hinting at technical evidence and chain-of-command questions yet to be settled. Cooper assured lawmakers that findings would be made public, but only after the military completes a full review and signs off on every detail. Interestingly, a major U.S. newspaper investigation has reported that a Tomahawk cruise missile fired by American forces struck the school building. Yet Washington has never officially accepted responsibility for the incident, keeping its public line carefully short of a clear admission. Iran has repeatedly cited the school strike in its post-war diplomatic campaign, using Minab as a symbol of what it calls U.S. war crimes and double standards. Iranian negotiators reportedly turned to psychologists for help decoding Donald Trump's negotiating tactics, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The move reportedly came during U.S.-Iran talks in Switzerland that were frequently disrupted by Trump's social media posts. Iranian officials were said to be baffled by Trump's combination of diplomacy, pressure tactics, and public threats during negotiations. Confusion reportedly intensified after Trump published warning messages on Truth Social while sensitive talks were underway. The posts reportedly appeared while U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance was meeting Iran's Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf. According to the report, Ghalibaf only became aware of the posts after aides briefed him during the meeting. Ghalibaf reportedly challenged Vance afterward, arguing the messages contradicted the spirit of the U.S.-Iran understanding. The Wall Street Journal said Iranian officials struggled to determine whether the posts reflected actual U.S. policy positions. Faced with growing uncertainty, Iran's negotiating team reportedly searched for clues to better understand Trump's approach. The report said negotiators studied the art of the deal and other material associated with Trump's negotiating style. The Wall Street Journal also reported that psychologists were consulted to analyze Trump's behavior, motivations, and decision-making patterns. As signs of progress emerged in U.S. Iran talks, an Iranian lawmaker made explosive claims about an alleged plot targeting Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei. The allegations linked Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to a controversy involving Iran's top leadership. MP Kamran Ghazanfari claimed Sharif's reported effort to meet Khamenei was connected to what he described as a larger plot, according to Iran International. Ghazanfari alleged that the proposed meeting formed part of a broader U.S.-Israeli plan aimed at Iran's leadership. The Iranian lawmaker published the claims in a post on the Iranian social media platform Atar. According to Ghazanfari, the meeting request was intended to help create conditions for an assassination attempt against Khamenei. He further alleged that foreign actors were seeking to pave the way for the leader's so-called martyrdom. However, no evidence was presented to support the alleged assassination plot or the claims made in the statement. As Netanyahu openly hints that Mojtaba may not survive this war, Tehran is highlighting claims that U.S. and Israeli strikes have already failed twice to remove him. Iranian lawmaker Mohammad Reza Rezaei Kouchi disclosed these alleged attempts in comments carried by state news agency IRNA. Kouchi said the first attack targeted the supreme leader's residence, where Mojtaba was present alongside his father and close family. That February 28 strike killed Ali Khamenei and several relatives, but Mojtaba survived the blast and was evacuated, according to these accounts. Kouchi added that a second strike targeted a hospital where Mojtaba was said to be present, though he gave no detailed account of damage or casualties. He framed both incidents as proof that the U.S. and Israel had failed to eliminate Iran's new supreme leader despite intense efforts. His remarks come amid rampant speculation about Mojtaba's near-total absence from public view since the war erupted on February 28. On March 12, Iranian outlets carried Mojtaba's first message in written form only, with no accompanying video or audio to show his condition. In that text, Mojtaba said Iran wants to be friends with neighboring countries, trying to reassure Arab states even as missiles still fly. At the same time, he demanded that regional governments shut down any U.S. bases on their soil, making friendship conditional on pushing America out. Mojtaba also condemned the alleged U.S. strike on an Iranian girls' school and vowed that Iran will not forego revenge for the children killed. U.S. President Donald Trump has meanwhile weighed in on Mojtaba Khamenei's health and prospects in several interviews. Trump told Fox News he believes Mojtaba was injured on day one of the joint U.S.-Israeli strikes that killed Ali Khamenei. His war chief, Pete Hegseth, went further, saying Mojtaba is wounded and likely disfigured, describing Iran's new leader as hiding and cowering underground.